All right, guys. This one is going to be about the CrossFit Open. And I'm going to go kind of in depth on this. Some of you are going to be very familiar and may have heard some of this before, though you definitely won't have heard all of it. And then for some of you, I don't even know what the CrossFit Open is. That's why I'm doing this. And it's for everybody, because I think I'm going to cover enough in this that you will all find it interesting. So the CrossFit Open started in 2011, was the first year there was an Open. And what this was, CrossFit decided we're going to issue at the time, a series of workouts over a given time. And everybody's going to do them, put in their scores electronically online through the CrossFit Games website. You will be ranked nationally against other men or women or whatever the case may be. And then from there, the top group would go on to semifinals, and then the top group would go on from there to the next level, all the way up to eventually the games. So it was essentially the start of the CrossFit Games season. And that's how this came about, so that the whole world got to compete in it. And the first year was the 2011. I didn't do it in 2011, but I've done it every year since then. So I've done it in 2012, all the way to, I will be doing it in 2025. So I've done it 13 times, and this will be my 14th. I started at the ripe old age of 38, so I was already kind of an old dog going into the Open. And now I will be the young buck in the 50 to 54 age group. And I'm looking forward to kicking their old asses. But this has become something that is just a rite of passage for me every year. And guys, a lot of you have heard me talk about this, but for most of us, we're going to do the Open. For a few of us, you may move on to just the next level, and then that's it. We're done. But I think this provides a unique opportunity for all of us every year. And let me explain that. For those of you who nerd out on podcasts, you may have heard this on Andrew Huberman. Joe Rogan has had on guests that have talked about this, but the benefits of doing stuff we find uncomfortable. The benefits of seeking out and doing something that we're really dreading, that we don't like to do. And that can be different for each of us. Workouts don't count for me. I do work out hard. When I work out very hard. But going to do the workout is not something I dread, is not something I am unaccustomed to. It is almost harder for me to not go work out for a few days in a row. So that wouldn't fit into this bucket of the doing hard things, because it is not a hard thing for me to go do that. And frankly, guys, if you're listening to this, most likely it doesn't work for you either, because you're a person that is seeking out these workouts, that is getting the benefits from them, that has been doing them long enough that it's become habits. So sorry, while we work out hard, it doesn't fit into that bucket of things you dread, hard things to do that are a good challenge, because this is just kind of who you are now. So good for you. It would be something that's why one of the benefits and why a lot of people have started doing these ice baths, these cold plunges. And I can tell you, having done it, you get it. Very few of us enjoy sitting in cold water. And beyond the anti-inflammatory therapeutic effects, knowing that you're dreading this, that you're afraid to go do it, that you know how much it's going to be uncomfortable and you're still going to do it, that would qualify as one of those hard things that I'm going to just go do, and I'm going to face it. Something for me that would fit in that category is doing the gym's taxes. Doing taxes and being ahead of the game and proactive on doing that is just not something I enjoy doing. But I was thinking about that as I was thinking about this as an example. I almost think now it doesn't qualify anymore, because I've been the kind of person that sees these things out, and it's becoming something I'm being more and more proactive on, and frankly getting better at, because I am doing it, and I've been doing it for over a decade now. And I was like, yeah, as much as you say that and gripe about it, it's not that big a deal anymore. Like, you kind of do it. Even having difficult conversations. And I think that's a hard thing for a lot of us to do. So I think that would fit into that bucket for a lot of you. But for me, seeking out those real conversations that you might rather not have, that could be kind of difficult, I've gotten pretty good at it, where I actually kind of look forward to it. And I will say, for me, I know if it's with a friend or somebody, and so I realize there's something real that has to get talked about it, I know it's not the end of the friendship. I know this is a chance to take our friendship to another level. This is actually going to be, the two of us are going to have a more real conversation than we normally have. And so I've really gotten to the point where I look forward to those things. But if you avoid conversations with your spouse, with your children, with a friend. Seeking that out would fit into this bucket of doing hard things. And I say that with the fact that doing these CrossFit workouts for the Open fit into that bucket for me. I've done it every year. I know I'm going to do it. But I also know it's going to suck. Like, it makes me nervous. Like, here's the thing. If you listen to the last episode where you go at about 75-80% on most workouts, this does not fit into that case. All these workouts are full send. So whether it's 7 minutes or 20 minutes, yes, it will be a different pace. But for the time frame allowed, I am going to be trying to do my best performance capable. So I know in order to do that, it's going to hurt. It's going to suck. And I know I've done it enough that I know the light at the end of the tunnel is as soon as I'm done, that is a glorious feeling when you finish a CrossFit workout, open workout. It is a wonderful feeling, especially when the last one's done. That is one of the best feelings of the year. But going into each one, man, you want to go around it. You want to go under it. You want to go over it. You got to go through it. And so this fits into that category. And guys, be the kind of person that when you see something hard out there, you don't run from it. You don't put a blind spot on and pretend it's not there. You don't really hope it's just going to go away if you ignore it long enough. That you tackle it head on. That makes you a better person. It makes you happier. Being the kind of person that takes these things on in life, that seeks out hard things, you are a more content person with yourself in your own skin, and you know what you're capable of, and you like yourself more. So that is my spiel on the benefits of it. In other ways, guys, no matter what you think of CrossFit headquarters and spending the $20 on this, when people say, oh, there's no difference whether I sign up or not, I'm going to do the workouts with you in class. That's like saying there's no difference between living together and getting married. If there's no difference, then just get married. Well, there's no difference, so why do we have to? So if there's no difference, get married. You're avoiding that is exactly my point. It is different. Signing up for the Open, so you're going to be on the leaderboard, so you have a judge, so you're going to get ranked, and you're going to be counted for, makes it a little more nerve-wracking for all of us. Me too. So signing up makes it real. And we find a million reasons. I find adults come up with amazing reasons why they want to, but they just can't. I kind of think it's bullshit. So I will say a nice benefit from it this year is CrossFit's being very transparent about where the money goes. I personally have never cared, but they're doing that, and it is cool that they're doing that. Half of the money is going to go back to the CrossFit affiliates in the form of Rogue gift cards. And so like the top, it's going to be based on how many gyms are involved, but whether it's the top 10% in Texas or 2% or the top 20, whatever it is, the top participating gyms in Texas are all going to get Rogue gift cards of somewhere between $2,000 and $3,000, which is a lot of money. And guys, I can say Texas is a big place with a lot of big CrossFit gyms. We are consistently one of the top 2 for participation in San Antonio. I'm very proud of that. And we are always there. So if we can get good participation, it stands to reason we're going to rank fairly high in the state. And you guys know one of my favorite activities is buying equipment through the gym. The only things that really stop me are basically I can't afford it at times. And even when I can't afford it, I still sometimes get it, and space. And you guys know one of my biggest issues when I get equipment is where's it going to go? Are we using it enough to warrant it taking up space in the gym? But there's always things you can add, and so that would be really cool if we ended up being in that group. So you spending the $20 to join the Open could come right back to us and help us get more wall balls or kettlebells or dumbbells. Also, one of the things that is just bragging rights for the Open, over time, my best years, when I rank the best nationwide, statewide, worldwide, we're in my early 40s. 40, 41, 42, 43 were probably my best 4 years of performance in the Open. Before that, I had a couple years I was going to do really good, and I got injured, and I finished, but I had a twisted ankle or various things, so I was not able to give 100%. Since then, I was in a role there of having a few surgeries in a row, so I bounced around with how I finished. But for this year, the leaderboards I'm following, and there's a million leaderboards out there, which is cool. They've gotten better, but I'm following everyone from King William District CrossFit. I'm following the affiliate owner leaderboard, and specifically the 50-year-old affiliate leaderboard. I'm going to kick all of their asses. I'm following the 50-year-olds in general, and then I'm following 50-year-old Texans, the Texas leaderboard. So whether you are on the leaderboard for competing against nurses or teachers, firemen, policemen. You know, when you enter into the open, it's going to take your age, your profession, your region. And then with all those, there's different combinations of ranking you. So you can decide, I'm going to be the best doctor in San Antonio, whatever it case may be. But it makes it fun to see where you're ranked. And just know, going into the open already, putting some skin in the game and doing these workouts, you're already in the top small percentile in the world. And we all know this. When we go to the mall, when you go to the beach, when you go to a concert, looking at the people around you, you're already so much better off health-wise than all of them. So just coming in, you're already stepping into the deep end of the pool. You're already stepping in against other people that are working out regularly. So you're not going against a bunch of schleps. You're going against a bunch of other people that work out hard too. So ranking against yourself against those people is ranking yourself against other athletes at your age, which is a cool thing that we get to do that we'd never get to do otherwise if the CrossFit Open wasn't here. So that's another fun thing I found out I like about it. You know, also going into this year, they're doing something new called the Community Cup. So last year there was the quarterfinals. And before that they had quarterfinals, but before that you had to be in the top 10% in your age bracket or if you were under age 35 worldwide. And I never made to the top 10%. When I was in the top 10% in my early 40s, they didn't have this qualifier. You basically had to be in the top 200 in the world. And I got close for my age bracket, but I never quite made it. But then it was the top 10%. Well, I didn't make it. Janelle made it several years in the top 10%. Danny had made it. Coach John had made it. I think there's been a couple others. But then last year they opened it up to the top 25%. And I did make it in the 45 to 49 age group. Even though I was the old dog in that age group, I still made it. And I really enjoyed, there was 3 additional workouts we did about a month later that were kind of appropriate for that harder level. You got to do some stuff you weren't going to see in the open. And it seems like they got more participation in that than they had hoped for. And so they're expanding that format so kind of everybody gets to do it. So now when you do the open, you get a number by your name at the end of it. And this can be based on both this year's performance, and I also think previous year's open performance are involved. The calculation is a little mysterious, so I'm not exactly sure how it's done. But anyways, like right now I have a 7 by my name. Maybe I'm 8 after this year, maybe I'm 6. But in June, and it'll be June 9th to 14th, there will be the Community Cup. Workouts we'll do in the gym together. This will be done at the gym. But everybody's going to get to compete against people in your same bracket, your same level. So like all the people that have a 9 or a 10 by their name, big tough guys, they're going to get to do a series of workouts. From what I understand, it will be like 7 and 8. So like the category I'd be in right now. Then 6s and 5s, 4s and 3s, 2s and 1s. So workouts that are programmed with your skill set in mind, and then you get to compete again additionally at that level. Now you have to pay for it to do that, to get ranked against them. But I'm definitely going to do it. And I think it'll be a fun thing to do that we can kind of, as a gym, have an in-house competition, but where it's like us against the world, us against everybody else. And so I'm really looking forward to it, and I think we'll get good participation in it. And to do that, you have to do the open first, so you get that number ranking by your name. So another reason that is unique to this year that I think will be very fun and give you something to shoot for, you know, that time of summer is when we're also doing our yearly river trip. So it'll give you motivation to, one, you'll be super ripped when we go to the river and hang out, and you'll be in tip-top shape to do these additional workouts. The 4 days we'll do the workouts. So the last Friday of February 28th, and then the first 2 Fridays in March, the 7th and the 14th, is when we will do the workouts as the class workout. And procedurally, guys, if you've done this before, you know, but if you're not going to make it on Friday, we have makeup times on Saturday and Sunday and Monday, but you need to reach out to me directly, to Dan, and set up a time with me. Because one, you have to have someone who's taken the CrossFit Judges course. All the coaches are going to take it. Some other random people may take the Judges course. But you need to have a judge who's taken the Judges course there so that I can validate it in good faith. And then it's going to be at select times, because we're not running it as the class WOD on Saturday or Sunday, because I'm not making the people that did it on Friday do it for the next 2 days as well. So, but know that like if you're going to be out of town on Friday or something, that's not a deal breaker. Even if you're out of town somewhere else, you can do it at another gym. We always have people from out of town that do a few with us. during the open season. And then we have several people that have always done some at other gyms. And then if you need to make it up, you just need to reach out with me directly, and I can tell you, here's the times on Saturday, Sunday, and then Monday it'll basically be one time really early in the morning, but you have through like Monday afternoon to submit your score. So that's how the open will go. I think I've covered everything. Again, guys, we may have a record-setting amount of people at our anniversary party on that first Saturday of February, which I think is February 1st. So after today, it's cut off. No more people can go. So hopefully your name is on the sign-up sheet. Right on. Stay warm. Talk to you later.